Satnam, beautiful beings. I'm so pleased you made it. I didn't think you were going to be here to the first one. And I love the Zoom background. Fantastic. So we've got a new one today. We've got some, I think I've mentioned them before, the golden avians of the crystalline accord. These beautiful beings of light that are going to help us today let go of things that aren't serving us. So it feels safe to come into this new way of being. And we're going to begin with some Kundalini, just opening the space. And we've got some breath work to do just to open up the heart, and a meditation as well to open up the heart. And then we're going to go into the energy clearing section. So if you're new to this, you might want a pen and paper to write down anything. And I really loved how one of you, because you're doing amazing work in the world, has missed the energy clearing sessions, but you've still had breakthroughs. And so that just goes to show, I mean, please do always be here if you can. And I would recommend listening to them as well, because there's going to be specific meditations. But if you do miss a session, just be mindful of where it is and just making sure that you are open to healing. Because if you're signed up for these sessions, then I will make sure that you are, because we do a prep to work. But whenever 95% of the time when I work with people, and we'll tune in and say, how open is this person to healing? And most of the time it will say 100% closed. As much as we want to come into a higher way of being, a higher state of consciousness, there's still the ego that's holding on and trying to protect us. And that is what we're going to be covering today. So well done for being brave and sharing what you've got resistance to. And I will go through the process when we get to that part. To be fair, I'm doing them in the order that they came in. And if yours came in after the cut-off time, I don't think we're going to have time to do you. But I will add it to the list, and we will definitely do it at some point. And that's it. So this class can be done sat in a chair. Make sure that your spine is aligned and your feet are flat on the earth, or you can just sit cross-legged, whatever feels most comfortable for you. So make yourself all cozy. I'm just looking at that Zoom background with the seraphim. Okay, let's just arrive. So eyes closed, and bringing your awareness down to your navel point, 3 finger widths below the belly button. Inhaling, belly comes out. Exhaling, belly comes back and up gently to the spine. Roll the shoulders forwards, up and back a few times, lifting from the crown of the head, and hands together at prayer pose. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Jugagare Name, Sagare Name, Sri Guru Deva Name, Agare Name, Jugagare Name, Sagare Name, Sri Guru Deva Name, Agare Name, Jugagare Name, Sagare Name, Sri Guru Deva Name. Inhale deeply. And exhale, relax the breath, relax yourselves. Just checking, can you hear any music? No, okay. I've got a mantra playing on a really, really low volume because someone mentioned blocks to abundance, and someone else has blocks to winning the lottery. So I've got a mantra for abundance, just playing at a really low volume. So let us know when you've won the lottery. I hope you've done it tonight. It's 139 million or 132 million. Should be enough to go around. So let's begin with a breathing exercise. So you're going to have the hands in Gya Mudra and the elbows are just resting at the side, and you're going to inhale one arm up and the palm is facing up to the sky, and this is all in a straight line, and exhale down and really let it slam against your ribs, and then inhale opposite arm up 60 degrees, exhale down. The eyes are going to be closed, focused up and in at third eye. Inhale up, exhale down. Very good. So keep that going. Nice, powerful breaths. So this one we're doing to open up the heart. And we're also clearing some stagnant gallbladder energy, things that are in the digestive system as well, that we haven't been able to process. And gallbladder is frustration and indecision. So if we're living in fear, or if we're in our ego, and we're worrying about the past or the future, then the gallbladder is going to be thrown out, as well as lots of other things. And this is also clearing our energy field as well, and strengthening our aura. So when the collective consciousness is going on a bit of a bender, we have a strong magnetic field, so we can hold our peace. And if we're not peaceful, at least when we haven't got the noise from the collective consciousness making things worse. And just making sure they're coming out to 60 degrees. That's it. So not straight up, 60 degrees. So any injuries, obviously listen to your body. Any extreme fatigue, you can just do the breath and visualize. You can do a few repetitions and rest, whatever you need to do to make it work for you at this time. And then doing both arms together. Inhale up, exhale down. And really let those elbows come down, unless you've got broken ribs, with quite a force. And inhale, both arms up in a V. Eyes to the brow, lift up milliband, squeeze rectum, sex organ, navel. Draw the energy up the spine to the crown of the head. Press the tongue to the roof of the mouth. And exhale, relax the hands, relax the breath, relax yourself. Take some long, slow, deep breaths. being aware of the subtle changes that you've created, that sense of aliveness. Inhale deeply and exhale, and then just having your hands resting on your on the front of your legs or on your thighs, spinal flexes. Inhale forwards, exhale back. Inhale forwards, exhale back. And inhaling up to center. Exhale, relax. And now bringing the hands, fingers forwards, thumbs behind the shoulders. You're going to inhale, bend to the left. Exhale, bend to the right. Not moving much if this is a new movement to you. And again, any injuries, you can just visualize. Inhale left, exhale right. Nice, deep, powerful breaths. Inhaling up to center. Exhale and relax. Relax the hands down, relax the breath. Because of the energy clearing that we're going to do after this meditation, we really want to open and clear the heart. And this meditation is called Meditation to Open the Heart Center. And we're using the mantra Sat, KARTAAR. So that's S-A-T, but pronounced S-U-T, KAR, K-A-R, and then T-A-A-R. And this one's really wonderful for just clearing out the heart of things that aren't serving us. So this kind of armor that we feel we need to keep us safe. I remember on the first weekend of my Kundalini teacher training, we did a heart opening meditation, and then we were skipping and dancing around the room, and I just felt so free and just completely free. I'd not felt like that before. And then my ego kicked in and was like, oh my God, if you're this open, then it makes you vulnerable and you'll get hurt again. And everything, I just felt this suit of armour and all these walls come back down, and it just felt so heavy. And I saw my teacher and I said my experience, and he put his hand on my shoulder and he said, Ram-Inder, you don't need to worry about that anymore. And all the armour just disappeared, and he was right. And so now we're moving into this time where we don't need the pain of the past to protect us. We've got our superpowers for the golden age. So our intuition, when we meet people, we can feel like, that's going to be a bit of a nightmare. I'm going to consciously choose to go in the other direction. Or yes, this is a great relationship. And not to say we don't learn out of challenging relationships, but also neutrality, so we're not reactive to what's going on, and we have this deep inner wisdom to help us move through things. So this meditation is also fantastic for balancing the three minds, the negative, which is on alert, danger everywhere. So we can also call the negative mind the protective mind. We've got the positive mind, which can actually back up when it's not balanced, the negative mind. So we want that one balanced. And then the crown on the top is the neutral mind. And most people, they just kind of bounce around between some people just stay in the negative, especially if they've got a lot of twos in their birthday. But they just kind of tend to bounce around between the positive and the negative, and never come into this inner wisdom and this neutrality and feeling that heart-centered presence. So this is also wonderful for bringing you into that sense of trust, for moving stuck energy, things like grief and heartbreak, attachment. And we're going to be as well opening up the vagus nerve. And again, that helps to move us out of this protective shutdown and move into a safe openness. So clearing that hypervigilance, which keeps us procrastinating. And it's not safe to be me, it's not safe to shine, they'll get me. And calming anxiety and internal frustration as well. There's lots more, but let's get going. So on Sat, your hands are going to be in prayer pose, and on Ka, your hands are going to be halfway out with the fingers pointing up to the sky, and then Ta, your arms are straight out and your hands are flexed, so your fingers are pointing up to the sky. So it's Sat, Ka, Ta, but it's one fluid movement. And there's an intro in this version that I'm going to play for you, which is by Sat KARTAAR. So just bring your hands into prayer pose and just use this time to come into this deeply listening and resting, and just remembering that we're not a broken individual personality that needs to heal ourselves from the past. We're these luminous beings of light, and we're just clearing the static so we can remember our true nature. And the eyes are going to be closed, focused up and in at the brow point. Inhale, arms out, lift up milliband. Exhale, relax the hands down. Being completely present to where you've delivered yourself to. Noticing any subtle changes that you've created. Sense of expansion and vitality and aliveness, but then also the stillness and the softness. Inhale deeply and exhale, and relax the breath, relax yourself, shake your hands out, give your shoulders a bit of a massage, and relax. We are moving into the energy clearing now, and I just wanted to put some pyrite here for abundance. Oh, we got some more here. Oh. And we've got some black moonstone, and it's got lots of silver in it, and it really goes to the dark parts that we've been hiding, that haven't seen the light. It's very, very powerful. So yeah, it's got all this like silver moon energy in it. It's quite amazing and quite scary in a good way. And then we've got some honey calcite, which is the golden avian, so it's just light. Light, rebuilding and restructuring ourselves in this crystalline light, which is behind. And then there was, oh yeah, some more golden avian, golden seraphim energy. So it's got gold parts in it. I don't know if you can see it. Where's it? Hold on. It's got gold pieces in it. Yeah, oh, there it is. Oh, you got the memo. You're in gold. Yeah, it's very, oh, it's got rainbows in it as well. It's quite amazing. So if you're new to the energy clearings, I've got a whole thing of charts here and a book with some symbols, healing symbols. So one came through for traumatic events, so we're just going to activate that. And then I'm going to be clearing and going through the charts, but I'm also going to be saying some statements. So some very brave souls have written in with things that they have resistance to, but they're really kind of global. They're things that all humans have. So what we do is we break the, we're going to be saying statements and breaking them up into 4 different kinds. And I've drawn on, so one of my favourite teachers, hold on, I've just got to start clearing. They're saying, get clearing, where are we going first? Chart 2. So we're going on the inside or the outside? Okay, so we're doing, oh nice, security and resources, life meaning and purpose, which is amazing, that's what you asked for. Recognition and prestige, so that's the one that came in late that we're not going to have time for, but we're still going to do the energy clearing. Career and work, health and fitness, sexual relationships and sex, personal integrity, control and power. Anything else? No. So can we clear without research? Yes. So the statements that we do, the first ones are really bringing up what we don't want. So that suffering, this belief that we have to be a certain way, we have to hold on to all our stuff and still be affected by a painful breakup or a toxic or absent father. And so we're really going deep into that. And I started saying one of my favorite teachers is Ram-Inder Maharishi, who when he was 16 had this fear come up, and he went and sat down in his uncle's living room and just started asking, what is this fear? What's behind the fear? And these self-inquiry questions. And he kept on asking questions and didn't stop until he realized the truth of his being. And he stayed there. So during these sessions, people come into enlightened states, but then we come back into that sense of duality rather than oneness. But he actually stayed there. So he's a big inspiration to me at 16 years old. So as well, when people first start, it's very difficult for them to hear their intuition, and a lot of people can never hear it over the voice of the ego and the pain of the past. So we're going to be saying these statements, and sometimes it will be a negative statement and you'll feel like, oh, that feels true. Okay, no judgment, just lovingly, curiously observing that and really shining this light of awareness. So just, oh, where do I feel this in my body? A lot of the time it would be the higher heart chakra, maybe around the heart. The solar plexus is another one, neck and jaw, knees, joints tend to be where we hold stuff. And so just listening to, where do I feel this? How does it feel? Is it true for me? And this, just observing, is self-realization, but you can also clear depression and backache. It's very, very powerful. So that's the first style of questions, statements. Then the second style is still acknowledging that there's pain, but saying that you've released it. And so you might not have, and you might feel like, oh, I'm still holding on to that. And maybe you're not ready to release it today, but we're planting the seeds. And so often people will start letting go of things, and there'll be a shift over the next few weeks. So the ego loves to let go of it all now and come into an enlightened state and stay like that. But it's often more gradual. And you might notice as well, so say you, I don't know why this is coming up, but say you got attacked. And there would understandably be a lot of emotion around that. But then in a few weeks' time, you'll think of it and laugh because there's no emotional attachment. It's just the same as, oh, the wind changed directions today. It's now northwesterly. It's completely neutral. So when the thoughts come up, just observe them again, because every time we observe them, we're peeling away another layer. And then the third set of questions is coming into our highest timeline. And I keep on being told by my guides, hold on, we need another chart 5, that we really have to let go. So I know when we're manifesting things and we're setting goals, we have to practice that where it helps and stops blocking things if we practice non-attachment. But we really need to go beyond that, and because we're coming into this golden age where things are going to completely shift and be as they've never been before on earth. So things, when we let go and get out of the way, can be so much more amazing than we are aware of. So we've got some self-punishment energy, some power and manipulation. Is that giving up our power? Having too much power? Having too much power. Oh, it's worrying about that Marianne Williamson. Like, we're not really scared of what we think we are. We're scared of really shining and scared of our full unlimited potential. And then that's the primary thing. And then we're also clearing where we've given up our power. And not just to people, but to our negative emotions, to the pain of the past, to habits, to disease. Anything else on here? Yes. Anxiety. Some entity attachments. Guilt. Are we on the inside? Are we on the outside? Hate. Over-responsibility. Violence. Especially around thoughts to ourselves. Anything else on here? Yeah, we're clearing that. So, should we do that full meditation. No. Whoa, you are lucky. It's really, it's an amazing, your soul will love it, but your ego will go, I hate this. And we've already done shoulder things, that's why we're not doing it. But should we still do the breath? No. That's interesting. Okay, so the first one that came up is, I seem to have resistance when allowing myself to enter the feeling of total abundance and wealth. Although I can enter those states which bring the feeling of joy, freedom, love and lightness, I've noticed at times thoughts that indicate that such state could bring negativity, complications, confusion, as well as other negative effects arise. I remind myself that both wealth and abundance are safe, freeing, healthy, and carry peace, as well as love, but I would like to help clear any and all of those negative thoughts and feelings. Any and all. And so, I know you know this, but the golden avians get us to be really, really precise with our language. And so Rupert Spira, one of my teachers who's self-realized, one of the things that I loved about him the most would be that he's just so precise with his language when he's explaining oneness and our true nature. But because the mind can never fully understand true nature, because it's limited and our true nature is limitless, we'll always fail. And Ajahn Shanti said, I'm going to try and explain the infinite to you, but I'm going to fail. And so my mind went, well, he's been self-realized for, I don't know, 20 years. If he can't explain it, then I'm just not going to bother. And so just subtle things, I would say. I mean, I wouldn't ever use this, but like 10 steps to abundance, rather than recognizing that our true nature is already abundant. And so saying I'm a healer, and as I would say it, I'd be like, well, that's not technically correct, but I was quite slapdash. But the golden avians have got me to be much more precise, and it's really had such a big difference on where I live and how I show up. And so going back to what you said, although I can enter those states which bring the feeling of joy, freedom, love and lightness, so it's just really subtle tweaks of I can enter those states that bring. So it's, I know you know this, but those states are already there and they're our natural way of being, and we're just clearing the static so that we can, like the blue sky is always there, but there might be those stormy clouds talking all kinds of rubbish, but the sky is always there. And so I remind myself so you're getting really, really good at using your intuition. And so making sure when we remind ourselves, it's not like telling ourselves, you're abundant, stop worrying. Because most problems we can't fix with the mind. We have to transcend the mind. So noticing. And if you just, the more you just take a breath and just listen, you'll notice that you're already abundant. So we're going to say these statements, and you can see how true they feel for you. And really, I'll say it, and then you can repeat it. So have we got a new symbol? No. And are we still clearing that? Do we need another chart? Oh, we need another chart. Programs before creation. So we're coming to thought forms level 7, 8. Subconscious, animal energy, imprints of brain damage, creator programming. So this animal energy comes up a lot. So yogis yoga says to be human, you have to have had 8.4 million lives as an animal. And it's really interesting when I work with people over a longer period of time that initially, because when we're, say, they want to be a healer and it's not safe to go out there and shine. So initially it might be because their family used to criticize them or boyfriend always put them down. And so we clear that. And then there'll be something else in the Akashic records, the soul records. So maybe a witch, the witch wound burnt at the stake. And then last year, the galactic records opened, the Akashic records opened up. So there's much more for us to clear there. But also animal energy. And if an animal stands out, it makes it vulnerable. And how that pack mentality, so that's what we're clearing now. But also, I remember Rupert saying, someone was talking about past lives and healing this and healing that, and he was like, shh, you can never ever 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 heal everything, and it's a waste of time to try. You just need to realize I am aware. And that's, if you just notice that you're aware and this stillness, that's all we need to do, and just start practicing that and bringing it into our foreground. But when we first start, we can have some quite deep-rooted stuff. So I like to take shortcuts and do both. So there's sitting and awareness, but also the work that we're doing. Whew. Okay, so there's some energy around the solar plexus. Whew. Whew. So just being aware of that, and the lower back. Oh, and there's some fear in the hips. And the high heart chakra. Oh, and the shoulder blades. People have been scared to use their wings. Okay, so I'm going to say these statements and you can see how they feel. I love believing that abundance brings complications because it gives me permission to stay small and protected in my familiar struggle. So I'll repeat it back. So I'll say it once and you can see how it feels, and then I'll say it again and you can say it with me. I love believing that abundance brings complications because it gives me permission to stay small and protected in my familiar struggle. They're saying to do the meditation now. You'll love it. We won't do it for a long time though. So you're going to take your ring finger and your little finger touching. Oh no, it's locking it down. So your thumb is over your little fingers, locking it down, and the other two fingers are together. And then you're bringing the arms parallel to the ground, palms facing forwards. Eyes are going to be closed, focused at the third eye. And you're going to inhale through the teeth. And your arms are straight if you can. So inhaling through the teeth. And exhaling through the teeth. Inhaling through the teeth. Exhaling through the teeth. So this is going to bring up stuff. It's supposed to feel uncomfortable. Eyes closed. So keep that going. I love believing that abundance brings complications because it gives me permission to stay small and protected in my familiar struggle. I love believing that wealth invites negativity because it keeps me safe from being seen, envied, or misunderstood by those I love or those I don't know. I love believing that wealth invites negativity because it keeps me safe from being seen, from being envied or misunderstood by those I love. I love believing that prosperity creates confusion because then I don't have to face the responsibility of what I might become or who I might lose or what I might lose. Oof. I love believing that prosperity creates confusion because then I don't have to face the responsibility of what I might become or who I might lose. I love believing that financial abundance is dangerous because it protects me from the terror of outgrowing my family, my friends, and everything I've ever known. Oof. I love believing that financial abundance is dangerous because it protects me from the terror of outgrowing my family, my friends, and everything I've ever known. Oof. Last little bit. I love believing that joy and wealth can't coexist because it gives me a noble reason to reject what I secretly fear that I don't deserve. Oh. I love believing that joy and wealth can't coexist because it gives me a noble reason to reject what I secretly fear that I don't deserve and I'm not worthy. Ooh. You're being very brave. We're almost there. Last one. I love believing that success will isolate me because it keeps me loyal to those who stayed stuck and I never have to risk being the one who left them behind. And inhale and exhale and relax the arms, relax yourself, give yourself a well done. So we've just activated a clearing at the Manipura chakra, so the navel chakra, city of illustrious gems. So there's some energy moving around the navel. It's coming up, up, up. I'm seeing it as like there's lots of people with those, you know, the sticks with the like the handkerchief with all their belongings, and they're just vacating. All those little gremlins, all those little negative thoughts, they're like, oh, this is not our home anymore. So we're asking Archangel Metatron to help clear that energy and recycle it into love, lay those gremlins to rest. Some long, slow, deep breaths. So we've got levels 1 through 6. Levels before thought. Ideas. So we're just clearing things out of the soul records that you've brought with you that aren't serving you. Karmic patterns, samskaras, things like that. Or the navel. Bringing your awareness to your navel point, 3 finger widths below the belly button. And there's this we're clearing where you haven't been able to speak your truth. It wasn't safe for you to speak your truth. It wasn't safe for you to live your purpose. We are clearing some witch wound energy. This burnt at the stake. And a lot of those witches weren't witches. They were just herbalists or intuitive or nurses. This is, don't know if you can smell smoke. Just making sure there's no fires around me. So just bringing your left hand on your navel point and your right hand on top. And we're bringing in some beautiful Venusian energy. So we've got this pink opal. We've got a sphere and a point. And so this is this Venusian energy. And this energy is they're kind of like the experts in getting us to realize true love. Love like we've never known, like we've never witnessed before. So there's this energy of whispering sweet nothings to this Manipura chakra, city of illustrious gems. So just listening, the same way you listen to someone talking, listening, observing to this navel area. So when it's balanced and clear, it's a fantastic way to access this 0 point energy. If your mind is freaking out, you can just drop your mind down to the navel point. But the clearer it is, the more powerful it is to help anchor you and ground you. And it's also the center of your spiritual warrior. So feels like you need to do some projectile vomiting. Okay, so your hands, your elbows are at the side and they're just slightly up and forwards and just out a little bit. And then your eyes are going to be closed, looking out your crown. And we're going to be chanting the mantra hard. So it's H-A-R, but on the R, the tip of the tongue connects to the roof of the mouth. And so it sounds a bit like an H-A-D, hard, hard. And you engage your navel. So normally we go hard, 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 but we're going to do it hard, hard. So you're really engaging that navel and just feel this, you're doing hard from your navel. The sound starts there and it's coming up through your chest, up, up, up and out of your being. So hard is that, the creative aspect of the infinite and its prosperity, but it's very clearing, very transformational. So off you go. Hard, 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 spinal flexes. So you're arching the spine forwards and backwards and really pushing the shoulder blades together, and then engaging the navel so you're curving the spine in the opposite direction. Hard, 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 hard. And bringing it short now. Hard, 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 hard. Keep that going. And inhaling up to center and exhaling, and just keeping your hands where they are, just opening to blessings. Just seeing gold energy coming in through your hands, filling you up down to the navel point. And just opening your eyes, and this lotus here, can you see it? Just seeing that, so this is from the a symbol, a gift from the beings of light. So just seeing that lotus, you can relax your hands now at your navel center. So it's pulsing this gold white light. Bum bum. And it has like a bum bum, bum bum, like a heartbeat energy. Bum bum, bum bum. Let's make that. Oh. So we're on to soul energy programming. So we've got, oh nice, programs the soul is unaware of, dysfunction of the mind, dysfunction of thought, dysfunction of soul consciousness, miasm of the soul, cleanse the soul of evil. So the soul is absolutely not evil, but a lot of people are stuck in disease or scarcity or just any toxic habit because of what they've got in their soul records, and so they believe that they did something wrong and that they need to be punished. And so we're clearing that energy now. And then miasm of the soul is it's really lovely out of the human body. It's peaceful, it's harmony, And so there can be this resistance to coming to Earth. Part of us wants to come to Earth because we chose to come here at this time to help Earth and humanity evolve and come into the golden age. But there's also a part of us like, no, it's advanced level down there. It sucks. I just want to stay in the bliss. So we are, that was a very basic way of explaining it, but I can't go too heavy at the minute because the energy is quite strong. And I'm noticing where we're doing, rather than just clearing you guys, I'm feeling where we're doing a timeless clearing where people can listen to this and you can re-listen to it as well. It's making it more intense. And I'm just trying to string my words together and not fall off my chair. So, keep seeing that and feeling that lotus. Bum bum, bum bum, bum bum. Still clearing that. Okay, still allowing that lotus to fill you up. So we've got clearing the endocrine system now. Endocrine system blocks can be due to discordant energy accumulated in the present life, but it's primarily due to past life energies. The energies are fatigue, frustration, okay, no worries. If you have to go, that's fine. We will carry on clearing you. So there was actually 2 sessions, but because of the way it's worked, we're just going to carry on going. I was going to stop and start. But beautiful to have you here. Sending lots of love. And just be mindful as well that we're going to carry on clearing, so you'll probably feel that. And I'll put the video up in the group, so then you can watch the rest, and there'll be a meditation on at the end as well. And we're going to finish with the other statements, so you've only done the hard ones. We'll get to the good ones. So much love. Well done for showing up. Bye, beautiful. Bye. Okay, right, sorry, I saw someone had put something in the chat and I couldn't figure out how to read the chat. So, right, endocrine system. Fatigue, frustration, anger, hate of life. So we don't necessarily have to hate our life for this pattern to clear, but just getting frustrated with life, things not going our way. Helplessness is huge with so many people. Depression, so self-punishment, self-destruction, guilt, failure, spiritual suicide, doubt of life, and doom. So we are clearing that now. Okay, we've had a shift. This is good. I thought we were just going to be able to go straight into the second set of clearing statements, but we had to do all this other clearing first. So we're just going to go into the second session and stay here. Oof. It's like the cloak of the wings, giving you a hug. It's bringing forth nurturing energy, self-care, self-love. Self-care, self-nurturing, nurturing energy. And as Ram-Inder was saying this is the Venusians. She has no concept of the kind of self-nurturing that we are talking about. So just being open now, dear ones, to this nurturing like you've never known, love like you've never known, the deepest peace like you've never known. Okay, we've got another chart coming through. So clearing the cellular memory, soul programs, polarity, polarizing beliefs, loss of subconscious integrity, balance of positive and negative energy, desire to escape, and belief of beliefs. So limiting beliefs, what else? Scarring, just old wounds. Inhibitors, oh that's a nice one to come up. So things that limit our full, unlimited potential. Yeah. Are we still on, we're still working on the endocrine system. So just being open to this healing. So this symbol of the wings being planted at your heart chakra and just helping you to feel like you can take flight so that you can expand into your full unlimited potential, and that you know it's completely safe to do so. Completely safe. You're protected, Divine One. Protected. It's safe. It's the only place that is truly safe. And so this Venusian energy, this love like we've never known before, there's some guides coming forwards to help you over the next few weeks to start taking whatever you feel comfortable with. Quantum leaps, although there's only the now, there's nowhere to leap to, but, or little steps of loving and listening to your full unlimited potential. And all you need to do is just follow your excitement. And I know some of you are a little stuck on your soul purpose. So just start throughout the day. What excites me the most? And this is where you need to get, don't need to, that's catabolic. It will serve you and help your intuition grow to learn the difference between, well, my ego just might want to curl up on the sofa and watch TV, rather than go out for a walk in nature, or update my CV because I want to get a new job. And so just listening to that spark throughout the day, and it can be just really small things like I want to do the washing up or stack the dishwasher, really mundane things. And so using these little mundane things throughout the day to practice this so that it becomes easier for the big things. So listening to what feels exciting, following your passion, and just asking, does it feel good, and how does it feel in your body? And if there's two things that you want to do and you're not sure, just listen with one. How's that feel in my body? How's the other one feel in my body? And then if you're still not sure, say, well, you can't do that one, and see if that changes. But just really being lovingly kind and curious, not attached to the outcomes, doing it to the best of your ability, and following it through to the end. Okay, we're still clearing, still endocrine system. Ooh. All good. Yeah, we done that one. Okay, and now we're just clearing some heart vows. So we can take vows of chastity, of poverty, of suffering, especially if we've had a lot of religious lives. And so if you're new to this style of clearing, I wasn't sure about past lives when I first started, but through working with this and seeing the dramatic impact in people, so always listen to your intuition. Does this feel right to me? If it doesn't, you don't have to take it, but just being open and seeing what happens. Okay, we're still doing that one, and there's something else on there, but have we got a new symbol? No. Okay, so we're clearing emotional liability, PBA, and nervous system disorder. So we don't have to worry about that. So we're clearing energies, hate of God, guilt, despair, intense hate of self, self-limitation, and self-destruction. Oh. Just where I thought we were starting to see the light, this self-destruction and intense hate of self, see where any thoughts, what thoughts do you have throughout the day where you tell yourself you're not good enough, or where you're not holding yourself or seeing yourself in the highest regard, maybe in relation to how you show up, any habits, how you look. Noticing where you feel it. There's a lot of stuff moving around the solar plexus and the liver energy. Ooh, some really toxic things here, which aren't bad. So these wings, if you want to, they're yours to put on your back. Maybe you had them before and you forgot how to use them. And so you can use them throughout the day if you're in a situation, in some thoughts, to just start flying and elevate yourself out of a certain situation, out of a thought, out of a feeling. Okay, that's starting to shift now. Okay, have we finished with these? Have we finished with these? Can we go on to the statements yet? No. Jeez. Thank you for being so thorough. I wasn't moaning then. Right. Okay, so menopause. So maybe you're not there yet. Maybe this will clear it up. So I know a lot of women really suffer with it. And do we have a new chart? Yes. So this also feels about, this feels, yeah, in relation to the divine feminine and the energy of the crone and wisdom and embodiment and honouring our elders and grandmother energies, bringing in that wisdom of the divine grandmother. It's a really sacred energy that's coming through of just absolute love and compassion and wisdom and real nurturing, beautiful nurturing energy. So where are we going? We're going to other archetypes, pre-programs before creation, so things that you brought with you. So we're going for more self-limitation, more self-destruction, alcoholism or any addiction. Oof. Oh man, I keep on thinking we've done it. And self-punishment, self-forgiveness, fear of life, guilt, helplessness, illness, on a physical level and on a mind level. Anything else? No, that's plenty. Can we clear without research? And do we need a new symbol? Yes. Oh no, we're still... Okay. So we're still allowing this grandmother energy. That phrase, it takes a village to raise a child. So this feeling of community and being supported in life. And being able to trust our elders. There was this teacher, I won't say his name, but he's very, very well respected in the yogic community, and he must be in his late 70s, early 80s, and he's just done so much for humanity, and he's just so soft and wise and kind and funny, and he's just a really, really special guy. Well, I caught him saying, don't help the boomers. They're just, he didn't say they're a lost cause. He was like, they're selfish and and he said, just let them die. You need to help the young people. And I was just really shocked. I was like, geez, what happened, man? He's got some wounds. So, feeling this light and this wisdom, these star grandmother energy, being held, being supported through life. Always a safe place to go. Always an open, non-judgmental, compassionate ear to listen to you, that welcomes you with open arms. And just feeling yourself maybe you've already got that in your life. It's feeling yourself being open to that. And just being able to trust that. Feeling safe and held. Okay, so this really is the opposite of that. So clearing loneliness. Loneliness often starts when the soul chooses to incarnate. There's a belief that they were forsaken by spirit when they entered the physical body. This belief can be reinforced in past lives where rejection or abandonment was experienced. Loneliness is often a choice or pattern that has been established, and the person may lack the courage to change it, especially if this shows up in the parental line as well. If you've been betrayed or abandoned, or even though our parents do their best, we don't receive, for whatever reasons, the love and care that we need. And I know that's all part of our journey. And many say we choose our parents. And some of you might be going, what? I would never choose that for myself. And some of you are blessed. Okay. But there's also loneliness, so separation from the one, that feeling of being separate. And this course I did, the password was alone. And I was like, why is it alone? That's a bit, that's strange. And I couldn't get my head around it. And it's because there's only one. There's just one consciousness, one awareness. We all have the same shared being. And so much energy goes up into blocking that and pushing it away. And I remember a teacher saying to me in 2011, Ram-Inder, when are you going to deal with your wound of separation from the one? And I was like, what? And he went, just go home and feel into it. As soon as he said that, I could feel something. And there was just this ocean of grief, and I used to think it was because of my family dynamic and because of abandonment issues, that there was this not feeling like I was ever home, and yeah, just not feeling like I was at home. And so this was that wound of separation where we come into the physical body and we just forget. We forget we're an abundant being of light and deeply peaceful and deeply wise. It's like our memory is erased. We can't see properly. We can't see our soul or our guardian angels and our spirit team helping us. And we block off our ears as well. We can't hear them as well. It's like la 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 la. So we're still clearing that. Oof. Okay. Are we ready for the statements now? Yes! Do we have another? Oh, can we just do? I just want to do a symbol. Only takes 30 seconds for outdated beliefs, perceptions, and judgments. Oh, just move your neck around, move your shoulders around, have a stretch. Move in random directions, just stretching. Listen to your body, what it needs to do. Maybe touch your toes or as close as you can get. And have a big shake. Shake, 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 shake. Shake your legs, everything. Shake, shake, shake. Yeah. I was hoping this symbol would come up. Keep shaking. 18. We have the symbol for divine love. So are we sending this energy? No, we're clearing blocks to divine love. And is this going to be the whole one? Right. Okay. So let's go back to the statements. Whew. Share. Oh. There we go. Right. Okay. Right. I'll say it. And if you don't feel like it's true for you, maybe you want to come back to it. Maybe sit with it. You might not need to do anything. It might just drop out within the next few days. So this is already released beliefs. I used to believe that abundance would bring chaos and pain into my life, but now I trust that prosperity flows with grace, peace, and divine protection. So bring your left hand to your heart, right hand on top. And I will repeat back. I used to believe that abundance would bring chaos and pain into my life, but now I trust that prosperity flows with grace, peace, and divine protection. I used to believe that wealth would complicate my relationships and create envy. Whoa, there's still some fear we're clearing around there. And now I recognize that true abundance magnetizes nourishing connections and repels what was never aligned. And just feeling like, am I ready to let that go? Am I ready to let this go? I used to believe that wealth would complicate my relationships and create envy. And now I recognize that true abundance magnetizes nourishing connections and repels what was never aligned. I used to believe that financial freedom would confuse my purpose or corrupt my heart. But now I know that wealth amplifies love, generosity, and the clarity already within me. So there's an echo of, I can't be trusted with money. If I have money, something bad will happen to me. If I get it, I will lose it, and it's better not to know. I used to believe that financial freedom would confuse my purpose or corrupt my heart. Money is the root of all evil. rich people are evil. I just remembered a comedian said the other day, he was talking about Jeff Bezos's wife, who's just giving away hundreds of millions. And he said, it seems like the only ethical way to be a billionaire is to divorce one. So I used to believe that financial freedom would confuse my purpose or corrupt my heart. But now I know through every level of my being that wealth amplifies the love, the kindness, the generosity, and the clarity and goodness within me. I used to carry the story that joy and money can't live together. Hold on, this is not feeling true. Joy and money can't live together. That feels true at the minute. Hold on. Whoa. This one feels like it's got some roots, some barbed wire roots. So just listening, do I give myself permission to release this? I'm getting the pattern of work hard and struggle. I must work hard and struggle, and I have to hustle, not hustle in a dishonest way, but just my ego's in control, and I have to think of everything and do everything, and I can't stop, and I must burn myself out. Work hard, struggle, work hard, struggle. I used to carry the joy that money, I used to carry the story that money and joy can't live together. Just bring your hands either side of your throat. And we're chanting Hari, H-A-R-I. Hari, 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 Hari. And as you're chanting, bring the hands out. You're like expanding, and then bring them back close again. Hari, 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 Hari. If it feels uncomfortable, stop there. So this is you speaking your purpose, showing up in the world, shining your light, setting boundaries. And just keep on chanting Hari if your hands only feel comfortable here. Otherwise, bringing them out. Maybe you need to stop here and just keep on going. Hari, 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 Hari. Hari, 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 Hari. Hari, 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 Hari. Hari, 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 Hari. And just taking your hands, these lotuses, so seeing your hands filled with gold light, and just have the sense that you've got these kind of claws and they're going into the center of your neck and just drawing out anything that's not serving you. All these old limiting beliefs, it's not safe to shine. It's not safe to be abundant. And you might, sometimes you can see them as like little black threads, pulling them out. Sometimes they might feel like they're a bit stuck. So you just, am I willing to let this go? Yes. Hari, 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 Hari. Hari, 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 Hari. Hari, 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 Hari. Hari, 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 Hari. Hari, 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 Hari. Hari, 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 Hari. Hari, 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 Hari. Hari, 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 Hari. Hari, 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 Hari. Hari, 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 Hari. Hari 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 Hari. Okay, let's try this last one. I used to believe that being prosperous would make me a target for negativity, but I know now that my radiant wealth creates a field of light that protects, uplifts, and inspires all who encounter it. Oh, that feels nice. I used to believe that being prosperous would make me feel a target for negativity, but I know that my radiant wealth creates a field of light that protects, uplifts, and inspires all who encounter it. Just feeling into that. And let's just check this last one. I used to carry the story that joy and money can't live together, and now I welcome the truth that abundance is the natural expression of my unconditional joy. True. Ah, man, there's something on this last one. I used to believe that sex? Success. I used to believe that success would separate me from those I love. And now I understand that my thriving gives others permission to rise, and those meant to walk with me will celebrate every expansion. That feels nice. I used to believe that success would separate me from those I love, and now I understand, know, feel, vibrate on every level of my being, that my thriving gives others permission to rise, and those meant to walk with me will celebrate my every expansion. Okay. Whew. So we have gone 3 minutes over. If you need to go, that's fine. We will carry on working on you. We've still got 2 more sections of statements, and then I'm not sure if we need to do a meditation. So now, feeling into that Venusian energy, this golden age energy, city of illustrious gems, being open to things being more amazing than you could ever imagine. So listening, how true this is for you. In my golden age, wealth flows to me like breathing, effortless, natural, and so abundant. I'm surrounded by beauty, ease, and overflowing resources that exceed anything I ever imagined. In my golden age, wealth flows to me like breathing, effortless, natural, and so abundant that I'm surrounded by beauty, ease, and overflowing resources that exceed anything I ever imagined. Allowing that to soak in your bones, soak in all your cells, soak in your life, in your bank account, in your home, in your energy field, in your thoughts, in your subconscious. In my highest timeline, prosperity wraps around me like silk, and every transaction feels like love exchanged. My bank account reflects the miracles my soul called in, and there is always more arriving. In my highest timeline, prosperity wraps around me like silk, and every transaction feels like love exchanged. My bank account reflects the miracles my soul called in, and there is always more arriving. I walk through my days wrapped in the certainty that abundance is my birthright, and I feel it in my bones. the homes, the travel, the freedom, the generosity pouring through me to uplift everyone I touch. I walk through my days wrapped in the certainty that abundance is my birthright. It's my natural way of being. I am an abundant being of light, and I feel it in my bones. The homes, the travel, the freedom, the generosity pouring through me to uplift everyone I touch. And just feel this echoing through the universe. It doesn't feel like it's just for you. It feels like it's for everyone. I am held in a field of infinite prosperity, where every desire materializes before I even speak it. My wealth creates ripples of healing, beauty, and opportunity that reshape the world around me. I am held in a field of infinite prosperity, where every desire materializes before I even speak it. My wealth creates ripples of healing, beauty, and opportunity that reshapes the world around me. Letting that land. So we have some golden energy from the golden avians. They're upgrading some strands on the DNA. And just accepting. You have no idea how amazing your golden age can be. And just if you feel you want to, opening up that transmitter of listening, following your excitement. What's the next step I need to do to take me into my golden age? In my highest timeline, I live in such abundance that scarcity feels like a distant memory. I am free, radiant, healthy, and surrounded by souls who celebrate my success as if it were their own, and even more blessings are on their way. In my highest timeline, I live in such abundance that scarcity feels like a distant memory. I am free, I am radiant, I am healthy, on all levels, known and unknown, surrounded by beautiful souls who celebrate my success as if it were their own, feeling that love and nourishment and support, and knowing that even more blessings and miracles are on their way. They are here. And so we've been clearing blocks to divine love. We're now sending the energy of divine love, which you already are. The universe vibrates at love. So it's beloved and be loved. Be beloved and be loved. And so we're moving into the last statements. So this is bringing us into this oneness consciousness, this awareness, oneness of being, knowing that we aren't separate. So there is no identity that wealth can corrupt. Nothing can be lost. There's only the vast, unchanging, heart-filled, aware presence that observes any stories, and in this awareness, things that aren't serving you just arise in that field of awareness and dissolve. just listening or visualizing. Is prosperity something that I gain or lose? Or is it just the natural expression of fullness that you already are? So when we do these Kundalini practices, there's this energy of, we have the stillness, but then there's the paradox of this fullness and that Har Hare Hari Waheguru. So noticing that this vitality and fullness and abundance is always there, just like the blue sky is always there. And that fear of being too much or too wealthy or too visible or too successful is just a thought arising in the field of awareness. Just like a little cloud floating through the blue sky. Even if the cloud becomes stormy, it doesn't change the blue sky. The sky was never threatened. The sky was never in danger of not being the sky. So just feeling in that there's nothing to be, there's nothing to gain, it's already yours. This openness allows that flow of abundance, of grace, of ease. That deep, deep peace, that knowing that it's safe to be you, safe to shine, it's safe to thrive. And if you're open, just allowing a new little timeline to open up now. You can just, it's like you've just changed trains. The new train in a new direction. Of course, we're already there. There's only ever the now. But just allowing that feeling of safety. It's like, imagine if a bee suddenly felt like it's just not safe for me to go and fly around and make honey. We would all die. And so feeling into your purpose and why you're here and the importance of you being yourself, of being present, of knowing yourself, of shining, is just as important as the bee pollinating the flowers. And the phrase Sat Chit Anand, the truth of reality is bliss. Sat Chit Anand, the truth of reality is bliss. Sat Chit Anand. Sat Chit Anand. So just repeating that silently to yourself, let it echoing through your being. And we're just receiving some golden energy from the avians, the Venusians, so seeing that lotus at your navel point, Bringing it down to the base of your spine, illuminating your whole being. Light going up your spine. And just seeing those wings, feeling those wings, helping you to soar above. Saturating your mind and your being in your golden age timeline. Inhale and exhale. We'll just close the space with 3 satnams. We're just going to say them, just honouring that stillness. Satnam, Satnam, Satnam. May every breath reveal our radiant energy, vitality, and fearless presence. May we be open to awareness, keeping us grounded, whole, and harmonized. May we always be in the present moment of effortless abundance, peace, beauty, and luminous being. Satnam. done for showing up for yourselves. Go and do something lovely and nourishing now. And please feel free to share your distinctions if you're watching the replay in the comments below. And if you feel like there's one step, one thing, one action that you want to do within the next 24-48 hours, make sure you put it in the chat and let us know how you got on. And in the school group, there's in the tabs there's distinctions, and there's a few posts there, so you can either start your own post or you can just write in the comments under the distinctions how you got on. And because when we do sessions like this and they go really deep, it just helps us to kind of embody it and not leave it in the session, and also it will help others if they haven't watched the video to inspire them. But it's so wonderful to connect with you, sending deep love and blessings to you. Get really shiny. Lots of love. See you soon. Sat Nam.